Hello everybody and welcome to Tizz time. Okay, you might remember Tizz.
Hi.
And some of you will remember me because I came to see you at your nursery in Hillfields. I came in January and February and March when it was cold until the nurseries closed. And I was missing everybody and so was Tizz.
Yeah.
And we thought perhaps you might like us to come and say hello to you on here so that we can see you again. So Tizz, it's been an interesting time, hasn't it? You haven't been to school for a little while. Do you want to tell the children what have you found difficult about this?
I miss going to see Granny on Thursday night and also seeing all of the children at home.
Yes, because all the children at home haven't been to nursery for a while either. And it's been very difficult. I think everybody, children and grown-ups, have found this time a little bit hard to get used to because it's so much change, isn't it? Suddenly we were at nursery and then suddenly we weren't going anymore, and we don't really go out, we don't go to the park, it's hard to go to the shops. So it's been quite a difficult time. But we're here all together today. And I thought we could have a little session like we did at nursery when we used to come and see everyone. Yeah? Okay, so the first thing we did, I hope all the children at home remember, I think they will. We sat up lovely and straight, and I'm going to show you a little trick here. Do you remember what we turned our fingers into? Do you remember those? Little feathers, didn't we? So we reach them up as tall as we can, give them a good stretch towards the sky. Then we turn our fingers into feathers and we just float the feathers down, down, down into our laps. And then we can take a deep breath and relax our shoulders, and we're all ready to start. Now, I've brought the beanbag bag today. Do you remember the beanbag bag?
Yes.
With all the beanbags in. Now, sadly, we can't hand out the beanbags to the children, the nursery children at home, because we can't do that through the camera. But what we can do is we could have one each. Which one would you like? Stars?
Can I have the star ones, please?
A star one today. Of course you can. There you go, Tizz. And I think I will have zigzag today. And if you haven't got a beanbag at home, because most people don't have beanbags in their houses, you can hold a little toy or a little car or a teddy or anything you like. And if you have empty hands, that's okay too. And we remember with the beanbag, so if we're holding something, we need to leave it in our hands, in our laps, or on the floor next to us. Yeah? Just so everybody's safe. Well done, Tizz. Thank you.
Your one's very pretty with the zigzags too.
Thank you. Okay, and then I've brought our little pictures because the children at home will remember learning about this. So there is our first picture. And if I give it to you, Tizz, would you like to read the words, the little story to the children?
It says, we all have the right to feel safe all the time.
Well done, Tizz. We all have the right to feel safe, don't we? Good girl.
Yes.
That's beautiful reading. Okay, so we'll just put this one here for a minute. Then we've got the other one, and that's the one with all the little boys and girls having a chat, having a little talk. Some of you said they were maybe waiting for a bus or having a little snack. I think they've got some marshmallows. So would you like to read that little story out? What does that one say?
This one says, we can talk with someone about anything.
That's right, Tizz. Super work. Well done, darling. Good gal. So we'll put these away, and that's what we're going to focus on today. We just don't have room to put them anywhere, so we'll put them on the floor. So it's all about feeling safe, and if we feel worried or upset, then we can talk with an adult, can't we? Okay?
Yes.
So I thought, about this time when we've been going out, we've maybe gone to the shop. Oh, do you remember the other day? We went out, didn't we? Went to Morrison's.
That was not too nice.
It wasn't too nice, was it? You felt a bit frightened. You were holding my hand quite hard, weren't you? Which is sensible. What kind of things did you feel worried about when we were at Morrison's?
Well, one of the first things I noticed was everybody had something covering their mouths.
Oh, I know what you mean, Tizz. Like one of these.
Yes, one of them.
They're really funny, aren't they? And you sometimes see people out like this, with this over their mouth and their nose. Does it remind you of when you bumped your head and we had to go to the hospital? Yes, I remember that. And the nurses had these on.
Yeah.
Do you know, people are wearing these because some people think it's a bit safer to keep the germs in their mouth and their nose, and then their germs don't get mixed up in other people's bodies, that's all. But it does look a bit different, and it's again something hard to get used to. So if you see people with those, it's nothing to worry about. But I see what you mean, because you can only see their eyes, and it looks a bit like maybe they're at the doctor's or something.
The other thing that I found scary was everybody seemed so scared of something. I usually wave to the cashier and always see the people about, but they all look so serious.
Everybody looks a bit serious, and they're all trying to leave lots of space, aren't they? And that's so that the germs don't travel around. That's all that's for. But it does look like a time when it's not so friendly, doesn't it? It's not so chatty and friendly. Okay, so to help us with some of these things that we might feel a bit worried about, you know, I had an idea, and I thought what we could do is we could do a little bit of an activity, and this is something that you can do, children at home. You can do this in your living room, you can do it in your garden, in your bedroom, in the kitchen, wherever you are. You can't do it if you're in a pushchair, so you'd have to wait until you get wherever you're going, and then you can have a try, okay, if you're sitting in the buggy or in your car seat. So I've got this book that some of you might know, and it's about a giant. So I'm going to show you the picture of the giant. I'll show you in a minute, Tizz. Yeah? So there's the giant.
Very big and strong.
He's so big and strong. Now, if somebody was a giant, how safe would that feel? Wow, he's so big and so strong, and nothing can get him and nothing can squash him. And he's got long legs, so he can run really fast.
And nothing can defeat you. You have lots of power.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so I thought I could practice being a giant. Would you like to watch me and tell me how I get on, Tizz? Okay, so I'm going to make my body as big as possible, so I look like a giant. So I'm going to put my arms in the air, standing up as straight and tall as I can, reaching out, and I'm going to make my legs as tall and long as possible, and make myself lovely and big, so I feel as safe as that friendly giant in the book. How was that?
It looked like you had very mighty muscles.
Thank you, Tizz. I do have mighty muscles. I've been working out while we've been at home. So, okay. Well, not everybody wants to maybe be a giant. So I was thinking, what else could people pretend to be that might feel really, really safe? And I suddenly thought of a teeny, weeny, little snail who can curl up inside their little shell, and it's all covered up, and they will feel lovely and safe. So, just looking around for my other picture. So let's have a look at a picture of a snail and see how teeny weeny they can be. Now, snails can sometimes come out of their shell like this and stretch out and have a look round, and you might see their feelers. And then other times they suck their body inside their shell and make it as small as possible. And when they're in there, wow, they are feeling so safe in their shell.
It's like a tiny little home they can go in and out of.
Absolutely, Tizz. And it's a hard shell, so, you know, they won't get hurt. If you've ever held a snail and then you drop it, sometimes children feel a bit worried and they drop the shell of the snail, it just lands on the shell, and the snail inside is still safe and doesn't get harmed. So would you like to give that one a go?
Yes, please. Do you want to have my beanbag?
Sure, darling, I'll hold your beanbag. I know you haven't got a shell, but you could have a try and show the children how to make themselves as tiny as possible.
Ooh.
Squash yourself down. Wow, Tizz, you were so tiny, I could hardly see you. That's
Really?
brilliant. Well done. I'm so proud of you. You did really good. So again, you can do that in your bed. You can do that wherever you like. You can make yourself into a big mighty giant or a little squishy teeny weeny snail. Okay? And that might help you to feel safer when you feel a bit scared. Well, do you know, Tizz, it's been so lovely to see all the Healthiest children today, but it is time to go, Tizz. Tizz time is coming to an end. So, the first thing we need to do is put our bean bags back in the beanbag bag. There we go, there's the beanbag bag, and we will put them away until next time.
Or it might be a little cuddly toy that you used.
Yes, if you used a cuddly toy at home, that's right, you can put that away now. And one thing I want you to remember is when we've finished and we've said goodbye, if you're watching on a phone or an iPad, you need to probably give it back to your grown-up at the end, okay? And remember, if you're not feeling safe, if you feel a bit worried, a bit upset, not sure about something, you can try being a giant or an ant, but you can also talk to a grown-up. That's really, really helpful. Okay?
And the problem may be as small as the snail, but you could still talk to them.
Yeah, or it might be a big problem as big as a giant, and that will still work. Okay? So should we say goodbye to all the children?
Thank
Bye,
you.
Hillfields.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening. We'll see you again soon.